welcome to today's video. And today I'm showing you how to rockhound at the Monte Cristo. It's about a half-mile past the overlook at a road cut. We're at the road cut right here. And this is a pretty easy spot to do. You just walk around and you pick stuff up off the ground near this road cut, starting from about a service road. There's a Forest Service road down that way, just a little bit, and all up along here you can find stuff. It's gonna be in rock kind of like this. You just walk around and you try to find whatever. Just climb all over and walk along down here and look down and pick up. You're gonna be looking for fossil coral stuff. And yeah, there's maybe a little bit there. This is right next to a busy highway, so you will need to be careful. If it's busy, I do not suggest parking across the street, but go park at the forest road and walk down. But if it's not busy like today, you'll be fine parking across. You just have to be careful. Yeah, so what you can do is you can either look for bigger rocks like this laying around and look on the surface for some, or you can comb through the smaller rocks. Okay, so after a little bit more looking, I found a spot here that has some neat stuff here. So here, if you look, it's coming out of the layer up there. This layer this layer right up here is kind of where it's weathering out of, and you can see here the rocks here they have. Look at the side of this one. All these little crinoid stems and horn coral. This one has a bit too, it's just stuck in the ground. This rock right here, if you look at it, the side, horn coral, packed full of fossil stuff. This rock up here has a big horn coral probably right there. And if you look, there's interesting stuff on the side there, a little bit there, another right there. This rock is just buried in the ground and not going to be coming out, but yeah, so you can see here there's crinoid stems and horn coral in the rock. This area, if you look up here closer at this layer, you can see that in this layer you can see little horn corals and probably some crinoid stems up in there. But yeah, you can see this layer has the rough texture on the outside of the rocks, that like little bumps on it. Some of those are fossils. Look right there. See on this rock here, there's a bit. Yeah, you just kind of have to figure out where the layer is and then look down from that usually for the loose stuff. I don't think you'll have much luck trying to get anything out of the layer directly, because it is still solid rock. Okay, so we're back home from our Monte Cristo trip, and I'm here to show you some of the neat stuff we found over the times we've been there. And this first one we found on our very first time there. It's this giant ball of crinoids, and this is the top half, and we've cut it over here and we've polished it a bit just to kind of show some definition. And if I just get it wet real quick. So if we look right here, we have a circular crinoid stem right there, and you can see on this side of the polished rock all of the small fragments and some of the small circles, and right there's half of a stem, and you can see this one is sideways, and you can see all the stems inside of this rock because we've polished it here. And so we saw that it had a big crack running through it, so we tapped it with the hammer and it just split in half like this. And it's solid all the way through crinoids. You can't really see because the crack had all the minerals from water going in that formed said crack, but it's just a solid ball of crinoids all the way through. So if I flip this over, we can see that this side as well is covered in crinoids and also has a bit of the mineral all over it. If I spin this around, you can see the mineral on the outside. Okay, so now if we look closely here, you can see this is kind of what it looks like rough on the outside. Still the circular shapes, but it's rougher and has more definition through the bumps on it. You can see this here, circular crinoid. Here's the side of a crinoid a bit. You can see the lines that run across, and this one right here, this small circle, there's another crinoid. You can see how it's crystallized in the inside. And if you're just looking all over the rock, you see all of the rectangles. Those are the crinoid stems sitting going that way up and down. So the circle would be kind of like on this end, but it's in the rock so we can't see it. But yeah, this is kind of just what we found on our first trip, and it's kind of neat. I'm not sure if anyone would ever find another one up there, but I just know that this is one we got lucky enough to find. Okay, this next piece I'm about to show is just one. I think this was also the first time we went up. We were digging through the dirt and we just found this small little piece of what kind of looks like horn coral, but we're not sure what it is. You can see it has the little, it looks like little stems kind of poking out of whatever you can see on the side here from the bottom here, kind of like how a coral forms. So it might be probably a piece of coral, but we're not sure exactly what kind of coral. This next rock here is, we just picked it up, and this one, all the fossils, you can see this one's a shell here, this shape right here. It's kind of sitting sideways in the rock, and so these are, we think, horn coral again, but they're kind of side, and you see it curves that way, that way. This here, same type of thing. You have the end and it curves that way. This rock just has a lot of that, where the fossils, you can see an outline because it's a side view kind of what the fossil is. This next rock, similar to the last one with the side view, but this one has these here, and these are horn coral right here, and they're sticking out of the rock just a little bit. And you can see this one right here is a bit of horn coral, and it goes down, and this has all fallen off from being that. You have a couple other interesting little things here, like this tiny little bump. We're not sure what the rest is, but it's just some neat things that we've found. And then this other rock here is, I think, pretty similar to the crinoid stem ball. It's smaller, and it's just this conglomerate of all of these fossils. There's a crinoid stem right there. This one has a lot of other fossils, though, other than crinoid stems. Like, this is a piece of a shell. Right here is a bit of shell as well. But you can see all over the rock all the tiny little shapes of fossils. And if I flip it over, you can see on this side not quite as well, but there's still plenty of fossilized shells and crinoids all over this rock. And we haven't sawed this one in half to see if it's solid all the way through, but yeah, this is definitely another interesting one, just conglomerate of fossils. So that's what we've found at Monte Cristo, and pretty easy spot, just being at a road cut, but some really neat stuff that we've found there. So hope you have fun finding stuff, and I'll see you next time.